Have you ever seen God? Not like a religious experience or a vision after eating some mushrooms. I mean, have you ever seen something and the world just clicked? Like, you saw the very essence of the world and how it all fits together. It makes you understand that everything, from the infinitely large to the unfathomably small, is all part of some cosmic plan that you'll never truly comprehend, but you know it's there. And it's good. Despite all the hatred and the bullshit in the world, at the core there's good. And you realize that everything you are, everything you ever were or will be, is exactly what and where you need to be. Well, that's exactly how I felt after watching A Sister's All You Need. I laughed. I cried. I was overcome by a raw ecstasy the likes of which I'd never thought possible. It was like I'd hired a prostitute for my soul. When the season ended, I knew I had to have more. I jumped onto my favorite scanlation site to see how many chapters they'd done, but they'd barely done any translating at all. I was all too familiar with what this meant, and my heart sank. Still, I held out what little hope I had left as I hopped over to Wikipedia just to make sure. Sadly, it only confirmed my greatest fear. It was based on a light novel. So why exactly is this such a travesty? Well, for those of you not in the know, a light novel is a type of young adult style novella series typically running anywhere from 12 to 22 volumes. I'm told there are Chinese and Korean versions of this concept, but I, being the true weeaboo that I am, have adopted the Japanese custom of denouncing all other Asian cultures as inferior. Thus, we will only be focusing on Japanese light novels for this video. Chances are, if you've watched any anime to come out in the last few years, particularly anything involving fantasy high schools, harems, or traveling to other worlds, you've watched an adaptation of a light novel series. Because light novels are meant for a younger audience, the writing is a bit simplistic, so don't go in expecting Tolstoy or anything. Other than that, they're just like any other anime or manga. Some of them are good, some of them are bad, but most of them can best be described as one man's weeb trash is another man's weeb treasure. I've read more than a few light novels in my day, so they, in and of themselves, aren't the problem. The real problem comes from the fact that there aren't that many people in the world willing to translate upwards of 50,000 words per volume as a hobby. Unlike manga and anime, light novels don't have a dedicated community of fan translators willing to skirt the lines of legality to bring their favorite works to their preferred language. Other than a handful of blogs and one site that already gets enough takedown strikes for me to want to advertise them more, there isn't that big of a fan translation scene for light novels. The legal translation community is slowly gaining speed, but I can't really say that's preferable to what we have now. Of the companies I'm familiar with buying the licenses to these franchises, one is okay, one thinks paperback takes priority over ebooks for some reason, and one needs to be put on the list of companies to be burned to the ground when the glorious communist revolution finally arrives. Praise burn! Seriously, fuck these guys. They send out cease and desist to fan translators only to put out 2 volumes and then sit on the license for 4 years? Go back to your yaoi and stay the hell away from my supernatural high school harems, you bucksticks. Anyway, I know that in this new seasonal format of anime consumption, fans will watch and gush over whichever show's hot right now, only to forget about it in a month when the new season starts and something else becomes the new in thing, so no one really cares if the source material gets adapted. But Beefy don't play that. Nuh-uh. I don't just go from one fad to the next like the rest of you disloyal sheeple. When I pick a show, even if I end up hating it, I'll follow it through to the end. Anime, manga, light novel, all of it. I am more loyal to a series I've started than to friends, family, and lovers. Okay, maybe not that last one. Ladies. So when I finish a season of some anime and try to find out what happens next, it's disheartening to realize that I'd have an easier time trying to bang Ellen DeGeneres than reading the last few volumes of Haganai. I guess, at the end of the day, all I'm really trying to say is that A Sister's All You Need is the greatest anime of all time, and I will shove a freshly microwaved Hot Pocket up my ass if the light novel doesn't get a translation. Except by these guys. Fuck these guys.